I'm in Slab City in California, and I found a cat.
In the middle of an unforgiving desert, under the relentless heat of the sun and surrounded by endless stretches of sand, an unexpected act of kindness unfolded. A man travelling alone along a deserted road noticed something unusual by the roadside. Unsure of what it was, he slowed down to take a closer look. To his astonishment, he found a tiny kitten sitting helplessly in the sand. She was barely more than a tuft of fur, her eyes crusted shut from infection, and her meows so faint they were almost lost in the desert wind. The man wasn't particularly fond of cats and was allergic to them, but leaving the fragile creature in such a harsh environment felt impossible. With a heavy sigh, he stepped out of his car, careful not to frighten her. The kitten, despite her exhaustion, attempted to move closer to him, her tiny body trembling. Realizing she wouldn't survive alone, the man gently picked her up and placed her in a makeshift bed crafted from an old sweater in the passenger seat of his car. As the car rolled back onto the road, the kitten, whom he later named Scythe for her sharp little claws, curled up and fell asleep. The man couldn't help but glance at her as he drove, wondering how such a small creature had managed to survive in such a brutal place. Over the following days, the unlikely pair began to bond. Despite his allergies and initial reluctance, the man found himself growing attached to Scythe. He spoke to her, sharing his thoughts, and she responded with a newfound energy, exploring their temporary accommodations and playing with abandon. Scythe's recovery was remarkable. Her eyes cleared, revealing bright, curious pupils, and her playful antics brought a smile to the man's face. Though he was allergic, his symptoms seemed to ease as he spent more time with her. Still, he knew his nomadic lifestyle wasn't suitable for a pet, and providing her with a stable home was the right thing to do. He decided to take Scythe to his parents, who lived in a house surrounded by a lush garden. His mother, an animal lover, immediately fell in love with the kitten, showering her with affection, while his father quickly warmed up to having her around. Scythe seemed to sense she was in a safe, loving environment and settled into her new home with ease. Driving away, the man reflected on the unexpected turn his journey had taken. Scythe had disrupted his solitude and taught him lessons about compassion and connection. Her presence had reminded him that even small, unplanned detours can lead to meaningful experiences. Scythe's story is a powerful testament to the resilience of life and the profound impact of simple acts of kindness. The man's decision to save her, despite his own challenges, transformed both their lives. It's a reminder that compassion has the power to create ripples of joy and love, often in the most unexpected ways. Whether it's rescuing a vulnerable kitten or helping someone in need, we all have the ability to make a difference. The story of Scythe, the fragile kitten found in the harsh isolation of a desert, resonates deeply as a tale of resilience, unexpected connection, and the transformative power of kindness. It is a narrative that reminds us of the profound significance of small, compassionate acts, especially in situations where they seem most unlikely. As I reflect on this story, I find myself considering not just the details of this remarkable encounter, but also the broader themes it brings to light about humanity, our bond with animals, and the ways life surprises us. The desert became the backdrop for an unexpected challenge, the responsibility of saving a helpless life. This contrast between the desolate environment and the fragile kitten emphasizes the duality of life, harshness and vulnerability coexisting in the same space. It's fascinating to think about how this moment unfolded. The man could have easily ignored the kitten, justifying his decision with practical concerns like his allergies, his indifference toward cats, or the inconvenience of caring for a pet. Yet, he didn't. This speaks to a universal truth about human nature. Deep down, we are wired for empathy. Even when circumstances don't favor us, there's a part of us that feels compelled to help when confronted with suffering. Scythe herself is a remarkable symbol of resilience. Imagine being so small, frail, and vulnerable, yet managing to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Her ability to endure speaks volumes about the innate will to live, a trait that many stray animals embody. Her transformation, from a weak, dusty kitten to a playful, curious companion, mirrors the incredible capacity for recovery when life is nurtured with care. Scythe's resilience also serves as a reminder of how many animals like her suffer in silence. For every scythe rescued, there are countless others still struggling to survive. Her story inspires us to look closer at the world around us, to notice the small lives that might otherwise go unseen, and to act when we have the chance to make a difference. The man's journey from hesitation to connection is equally compelling. His initial reluctance to help the kitten reflects a common human struggle, balancing our own comfort and plans against the needs of others. His allergies and disinterest in cats could have been valid reasons to drive away, yet his decision to stop and help reveals a powerful lesson. Compassion often requires us to step out of our comfort zones. As the story progresses, the man's growing attachment to Scythe is heartwarming. His decision to name her is particularly poignant. It signals a shift in perspective from seeing her as a burden to acknowledging her as a unique, meaningful presence in his life. This shift illustrates how bonds form not out of convenience, but through shared experiences and care. It also highlights the unexpected joys that can arise when we open ourselves to the unplanned. One of the most admirable aspects of the man's actions is his self-awareness and responsibility. He recognises that his lifestyle as a frequent traveller and his allergies make it impossible for him to provide Scythe with the stable home she deserves. Instead of clinging to her out of attachment, he makes the difficult but selfless decision to find her a better home. This choice underscores an important aspect of love. Sometimes it means letting go for the benefit of someone else. The reception Scythe receives at his parents' home is heartwarming and reassuring. The mother's instant affection and the father's eventual warmth show how acts of kindness can inspire others. Scythe's ability to charm and adapt to her new environment further emphasises the ripple effect of compassion. One act of care leads to another, creating a chain of positive outcomes. Beyond the individual story, Scythe's tale invites reflection on our broader relationship with animals and our responsibility toward them. Stray animals often live on the margins of our awareness, enduring unimaginable hardships. Stories like Scythe's challenge us to think about what we can do to alleviate their suffering, whether through adoption, volunteering, or supporting shelters. This story also reminds us of the transformative power of small, seemingly insignificant moments. The man's choice to stop and help Scythe changed both their lives. It's a reminder that life's most meaningful experiences often arise from the unexpected. Whether it's rescuing a stranded kitten or helping a stranger, these acts of kindness enrich not just the recipient's life, but our own as well. Perhaps the most profound takeaway from this story is its commentary on connection. The man who set out seeking solitude found companionship in the most unlikely of places. Scythe, a vulnerable kitten, brought joy and meaning to his journey. This unexpected bond underscores the interconnectedness of life. Even in moments of isolation, we are never truly alone. Life has a way of intertwining our stories, often in ways that heal and inspire us. As I reflect on Scythe's journey, I feel a renewed sense of responsibility toward the vulnerable beings we encounter. Her story is a call to action, urging us to notice and respond to suffering, even when it's inconvenient. It's a reminder that every small act of kindness has the potential to ripple outward, creating a more compassionate world. The story of Scythe and the man who rescued her is more than just a tale of survival. It's a testament to the power of compassion, resilience, and the unexpected connections that define our lives. It reminds us that the smallest moments, like stopping to help a kitten in the desert, can have profound impacts. As we go about our daily lives, let's carry the lesson of Scythe's story with us. Kindness can transform not just the lives of those we help, but our own lives as well. Thank you for joining us on this heartwarming journey. If you've been inspired by Scythe's story, consider extending a helping hand to animals in need or supporting local shelters. Together, we can create more stories of hope and love